So after a decade of being on Basketball Wives, what is this announcement that you want to make today?
So my announcement today is that I am no longer going to do Basketball Wives. I think that it's time for me to open up the universe to other things. It's been a hard decision because I could do it with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it like we just spoke earlier, it's so difficult and it takes so much energy, and it's not the most positive energy. And I want to open up. I want to open it up to the universe to allow other things to flow in. And sometimes you have to say, all right, I got to walk away from this.
Have you told all your castmates yet that you're leaving the show, and what did they say?
So obviously Shawnee knows, Malaysia knows, Kristen knows, Jennifer, I told her that I was thinking about it. They were like, no, how do we fix this? Yeah. You know what? Contacting Jackie has been like, I'm like, girl, how many bat phones do you have? But, you know, everyone's been supportive. I think more so shocked. Shawnee wasn't shocked, but Malaysia was like, how do we fix it?
Right.
What do we do? You know, because she's just so amazing. But, you know, for the most part, they've been okay with it. And just like, all right, I guess we'll figure out, you know, what
we're going to do.
Yeah, yeah. And they will. They will. They've been doing it for a long time.
You have had some rough seasons in the past, but it seems like last season was the roughest.
Yeah.
And I don't take racism lightly. I don't like to call people racist unless it's, you know, real, because that can stick with you for a long time. Someone labeled you a colorist and said that you were enacting colorism on them. A lot of people didn't agree. You know, haters went out there and said what it was, but how did that label change your life and affect you?
Yeah, that was probably one of the most difficult things I've had to deal with, just being on the show. I mean, we could argue about silly things, but to be labeled that, I'm like, it was hard. And even though a lot of people knew it was BS, some people believed it, and that hurt me.
Yeah.
You know, it hurt my heart because I'm like, okay, I may be a little crazy sometimes because we're filming a show, but I've had a lot of...
Welcome to my channel. This is You Too Can Be Great. I'm moving the camera a little bit up close because it seems like y'all a little bit far away from me. I did not do my makeup this time because I just didn't have the time. I'm working. I'm busy. You guys are gonna have to enjoy my melanin as it is because I like my natural look anyway. So this is supposed to be us discussing the whole Evelyn Lozada leaving for the umpteenth time. We all know her ass is gonna come back in another 3 or 4 seasons. And it's also supposed to be us discussing who's supposed to be back in this new season, because even though there's shitty ratings, last season, the ratings were just horrible. And even though their ratings were horrible last season, they're still willing to keep the check going because people are still watching out there, because people are picking, you know, there are people who are really still Evelyn Lozada's, Lozada's, you know, Evelyn's ass, whatever the hell she is now. There's still people who are her fans. And if you are one of her fans, I'm so sorry. God bless you. I don't like that hoe. So it is what it is, because I don't like the way that she handles herself when she finds herself at fault in incidences that she keeps repeating. Now, we remember that the last time she had left, because I found an article in on TMZ that talked about what happened the first time she decided to go on and disappear and not be on the show, right? It says that the title is titled, "I'm Quitting Basketball Wives for Good." She's a lot younger, and it says exclusive details. According to the article, it's just very brief. It says, "We've heard it all before, but this time Evelyn Lozada says no amount of money can bring her back for season 4, child, of VH1's Basketball Wives. Sources close to Evelyn tell TMZ that Lozada made up her mind yesterday after VH1 posted a blog implying that Evelyn may have cheated on Chad Ochocinco with his former teammate Terrell Owens. We're told Evelyn is furious, claiming the rumor is simply untrue, and she feels betrayed by the network. VH1 has since pulled the blog, but Lozada has already decided enough is enough, and she's told producers she won't be returning. Sources tell us Evelyn is now looking for other opportunities and will focus on planning her upcoming wedding to Ochocinco. Then the whole Ochocinco situation happened, and now she brought her ass back. right? She stayed on the show. She boo-hooed about it, even though Jennifer and every damn body had warned her that that relationship is not going to work, because we saw them on national television, her give him permission to cheat as long as she was in the room. He just chose to do it when her ass wasn't in the damn room, because she had some condoms and she caught him with it, and she basically went off on him, and he headbutted her ass, which I don't think that's the appropriate way to answer any type of dispute with your spouse or whatever the case is, but that's what happened. And then there were several stories that came out. One saying that Evelyn has been beating Chad's ass, allegedly, for a long time before that incident. One other one saying that she would have stayed with him if the neighbor didn't snitch. And there were several different things that came out eventually she went around, did her whole story, and she wanted to be known as the person who's an advocate against domestic violence for women. All that happened. Then she came back on the show, and that's after she'd already bullied Jennifer, because Jennifer wasn't even into her being with Ocho Cinco in the first place. She didn't jump over tables, attack Jennifer, did everything she could do. She left the show and decided that she wanted to go and see Iyanla. She went to Iyanla. They had an episode with her there, talking about her issues and how she, how her attraction to men is based on certain things that happened in her past. I mean, they did a whole episode about it, and she was supposed to have been saved. That didn't work. Then we had the issue with her and OG that recently happened, 3 seasons ago, along with her issue with Cece, when she decided to call Cece Liling, and she decided to post monkey emojis and call OG ugly, and have the audacity to say that there's no way that the man that's ever attracted to her would be able to be attracted to some other girl. Tell OG she had a dirty ass. Well, her ass got to be dirty, because I didn't see anything dirt about it, the fact that it was just brown and beautiful. But there were several things that she said that was just mean, honestly. And instead of Evelyn coming and saying, well, me being baptized in tears and having to, pretend like I had a whole new change of outlook on life, it was a mistake. This is who I am. I'm a reality TV person. Hell, New York doesn't deny who she is. New York is like, I don't give a damn what you think about me. I'm New York, and this is who I am. She owns her shit. When Evelyn Lozada tends to be called out, she tries to manipulate us, the viewers, by boohooing and crying tears of blood if she has to make herself seem like the victim. The last season, in addition to the reunion prior to that, there was a clear effort of VH1 and the producers trying to make us unsee what we saw, as if we didn't see her attack somebody with a freaking bamboo stick, as we didn't see her throw drinks in Jennifer's face. Ironically, even after she threw drinks in Jennifer's face, it's same in the video I just showed you. Evelyn also made an effort to tell Jennifer, asked Jennifer that she wouldn't even be on the show, because her and Jennifer are now cool since she's on the outs with everybody else. And maybe I'm like, Jennifer's so dense and stupid and true to form, just like OG said, because Evelyn did all this stuff to her, and she also blocked her from coming back into one of the seasons prior to Jennifer accusing her of allegedly sleeping with Shaq. And still, this heifer, they're just in each other's face and kikiing. I thought you said she talked about your daughter, girl, and you would never forgive her. I mean, I don't know how to take any of these girls seriously. And this is not breaking news, because this happened before. This is the second or third time that she's doing it. Her ass is going to be back in another 4 seasons. Now, the new season that's coming up, let me tell you what she said in the article that says Evelyn Lozada quits Basketball Wives, says it's not the most positive energy. I hope that she recognizes that a lot of negative energy came from her and nobody else on the show. But it sounds like a cliche, but it really is the end of an era for Evelyn Lozada as she bids goodbye to Basketball Wives. Evelyn is one of the most recognizable faces on the long-running VH1 series and has been with the show since season 1. However, over the past few seasons, she has come under fire for her behavior on the show, with some touting her as a bully, because she is. During season 8, cast member Ogum Oji Chijindu accused Evelyn of colorism after the 45-year-old called her aggressive and made disparaging comments about her appearance. True. The drama between OG and Evelyn has since resulted in an ongoing lawsuit, one which Evelyn filed against her co-star for defamation. The show took a hiatus after season 8, but returned earlier this year to mediocre reviews. Furthermore, season 9 had only 7 episodes, and for the first time since its premiere, there was no reunion. It's not clear which direction producers will go if they do decide to bring Basketball Wives back, but if it does return, Evelyn will be noticeably absent from the cast. Evelyn announces her departure from Basketball Wives. The Basketball Wives star had a recent chat with Justin Sylvester on his podcast, Just a Sip, where she first shared the news about her decision to leave the show. So my announcement to Clout Chase today is that I'm no longer going to do Basketball Wives. I think it's time for me to open up the universe to other things. My legs are also open to, because I don't have my new come up. You know, I didn't have a child, and child support is good, but there might be somebody else there. And it's been a hard decision because I could do it with my eyes closed. Yes, you can definitely bully people with your eyes closed, but at the same time, it's so difficult and it takes so much energy, and it's not the most positive energy, which you're the negative energy. And I want to open it up to the universe to allow other things to flow in. And sometimes you just have to say, all right, I got to walk away from this. Yeah, I have to close the door, she continued. The Basketball Wives star continued to dish about her decision to leave the VH1 series and admitted that it's been on her mind for quite some time. Girl, it was been on your mind since before the last season because you were trying to do some damage control. I've been feeling conflicted for the last couple seasons. Confessed, it's the mom of two. Miami Days, we would have scenes. I didn't care what happened in that scenes. I was good to go, but now I have a conscience about what I say and what I do. This is the same shit you said when you were with Iyanla, that you have a conscience of what you say and what you did, but then you came back on the show and did the same shit. Tammy was right about you when she said that you're the same bitch. Then she said, and what my kids are going to see. It's always about your kids and how they feel when you get your ass in trouble. Although I've always delivered, but I walk away from it feeling heavy. After news broke about her exit, Basketball Wives fans took to Twitter to give their take on the news. Some people say, so hashtag Basketball Wives is just ending without Evelyn Lozada, right? What are we watching for? That was somebody else said. Another person said, as much as I love me some at Evelyn Lozada, I honestly think that she has grown from Basketball Wives and she will be better off, to be honest. She don't need the drama. She's at peace, living a great life with her amazing kids, and she's also a boss. Love you, Evelyn. Okay, girl. Then the next one says, I hate to hear that Evelyn's leaving. Okay, so these are all the fans that actually would want her to stay. Is leaving. She was the only reason I had ever watched, but the show had become too toxic after the whole colorism accusations. It's just become too much. I don't blame her, and she will definitely have a plethora of opportunities. And to be honest, the people who are leaving these comments are white people. Ain't that something? So now with that said, and with her announcing her leave again, and soon to announce another cleanse that she's gonna do. I mean, she already went to Iyanla. She needs to get Iyanla to get her money back. She already did the baptism. She already did several prayers. Maybe she might become a Muslim. That's the only thing that's left. She might become a Muslim and say that she's now wearing a hijab. That's the only next thing left for her to feel like she's sanctified. I don't see anything else. The problem I have with Evelyn, and some of you might say, because I don't wish her ill will. I don't wish her bad in her life. I don't know the heifer. She ain't my friend. I don't care. What I don't like about her is she could have saved her ass this entire season. Has she gone over there and said, when people get mad, sometimes they say stupid shit. And sometimes I've grown up in this environment, in this system that is clearly race-based. And I've seen things in my life where they insult people based on race. You too ashy. I'm a biracial person, and so I tend to have gravitated to the privileged class because of my light-skinnedness. So I didn't realize that some of the stuff that was coming out of my mouth was wrong because I'm old enough to know better. I need to educate myself. She should have just said, I'm not racist. I just feel like I said the wrong thing because I was just ignorant in that moment. I'm sorry about it. I'll do my best. Instead, her ass went and sued the person that she assaulted via her words. But she apologized to Cece. So for me, you had a way to fix this and you did not. Now you want to cry and go and act like, you want us to feel sorry for you because your ass can't be on the show because you clearly, a majority of people saw you for how you behave. I can't help you, girl. So with that said, we do have another season coming up, and I will be reviewing that season when it starts because this is what I do. I'm a commentary. It's my channel. That's what I'm going to do. Brooke Bailey is supposed to be coming back. Remember, Brooke also got into a fight with Jackie seasons back. And British Williams, who almost got into a fight with Malaysia, she's coming back. And we have since learned, I think some social media account said that British was having issues with her man, that he'd been cheating on her or something. I don't know if she's still with him. Angel Brinks is also coming back. And y'all know that Angel had an issue with, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that little blonde white girl that came in that was supposed to have had sex with the father of her kids. And she also she had an issue with Megan. And she also had an issue with, I think it was with Jackie. And I think she also had an issue with, who else she had an issue with? I don't remember who else she had an issue with, but Angel Brinks is coming back. And then Duffy, who got kicked out of the show, who Shawnee was all, against Duffy when she was on Team Tammy. And Tammy and Duffy were having disputes because Duffy had said, I want to beat your ass in front of your daughter. And Tammy was waiting for her to beat her ass. And then that whole thing happened on the rooftop. And then they also kicked out, Thank You For Your Services girl. They kicked her out too, and she was supposed to be friends with Duffy as well. Now that the show doesn't want to see all these extra old ass people that are part of the problem, They're not bringing back old faces. And it says that Shawnee O'Neal will be back in the season, but she will be back only for a limited capacity. Because people also went after Shawnee after this whole situation, colorism thing happened because of how she handled it. So because she wants to keep the show going and she don't want to be, be part of the problem, she's going to stay in the corner in the cut somewhere and let these heifers cause the drama for the show. And yes, I will still be watching because that's just what it's going to be. I'm over here trying to do my reviews and let people know how things are working. If it's a shit show and they still ain't fix this problem, I'm going to say something. Not that this show is supposed to be all besties, whatever the case is, but wrong is wrong and right is right. If you see something wrong, you need to be able to call it out. That's all it is. So that was the end of this. I'm counting down news. I'm counting down. I'm going to be leaving next week, traveling for my absolute wedding. I've already said that before. I'm going to do as many videos as I can before I go. But once I'm gone out of the country, I'm not going to be doing no damn videos. I'm going to come back, and immediately when I come back, I'm going to start off on Potomac, because that show is going to be on prior to me. I think about 3 days after I come back. That's the show I'm going to review the first thing when I get back. And these airlines keep fucking with me. So if you guys are going to book tickets to go somewhere, don't be very careful how you pay for your tickets and which airlines you use, because I tend to go cheap. And I pick local flights. Now that this whole situation is going on, they've been canceling all those local flights to let the bigger companies make money. And then they're trying to do shit like force you to take airline credit instead of give your money back. So I'm over here fighting for several cases, wanting my money back. It's just a mess. So have a lot going on. I do hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And I'll continue to do as many reviews as I can before I leave. And then you guys just, I'll post some pictures while I'm gone if I can, if I have internet or Wi-Fi. But that is what it is. So bye.